everybody. I am so happy to be here today. We're going to speak with Marie-Lucy Jacob about her 100-day juice fast. Now, we've been having a little bit of technical difficulties with the live, but I'm going to work on this now and hope for the best. I'm inviting Marie-Lucy to join us. So just bear with me. Okay. It's just going to take a few moments while Facebook does its magic, Facebook Live. Marie-Lucy has just ended a 100-day juice fast, and I believe she's in her first week of refeeding with a raw food, starting with fruit. It's going to be really fascinating to talk to her and listen to her journey. And at the end, we'll have time to answer questions. Hi, Stephanie. I'm so happy you're here. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm ready to introduce you. Hi, Marie-Lucy. I'm so excited to introduce Marie-Lucy today. Marie-Lucy is just finishing, or has just finished, a 100-day juice fast, and she is in her refeed period, which I believe she's been doing for less than a week now with raw foods, raw fruits. She had started out as a meat eater, and with the help of juices and raw foods, she's now raw vegan, and she's doing fantastically. She has actually reversed type 2 diabetes and many other symptoms. And she is also continuing this healing journey, with the raw foods, which are going to be so powerful to help her continue to heal herself from the symptoms. And I'd love to get started with questions.
Yes.
We can start off with what made you decide that you wanted to begin a juice fast, Marie-Lucy?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank you again for inviting me to your page. Thank you so much, Cecilia.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And
Thank you.
no, thank you. Well, thank you. Yes. And what has brought me to Juice Fast? Well, I come from a family that eats all types of different things. My parents were both from Haiti, and I was used to the standard American diet and eating a lot of fried food.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up eating lots of dairy products, meat, junk food as well. And I was overweight a big portion of my life, like I would say since I was a teenager, from age 14 to, yeah, pretty much all my life, basically. And I had so much health issues, so many. I started with having fibroids back in 2013. I found out about it. I fell off the stairs at someday, and then I started bleeding heavily, and I didn't know why, so I had to rush to the ER. And then when they did some tests on me, scans and everything, they found out I had fibroids. And I'm like, what is that? I had no idea.
Did
What
you
was
fall
that?
because you had some sort of dizzy spell, or was it just a coincidence that you happened to have
Oh, it was during winter. I was going down my stairs, and then I slipped and fell on my back.
Oh, wow.
So if it wasn't for that fall, I would have never found out that I had fibroids. So thank you
Wow.
for that fall. I know it was painful.
Yeah.
But I went and they found out I had fibroids, and this is when all the whole health issues started,
Mm.
and started getting much more weight. But I didn't understand why I had the fibroids. The doctors over there where I used to live, because I'm from a city that's called Montreal on the Canadian side, so I'm French Canadian. And they kept telling me to wait, just wait. You're still young. You don't need a surgery right now. You're good. You're okay. Okay. So as the years went by, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger until I moved to another area in Canada where they said, oh my gosh, your fibroid is so big that there's no room for kids.
Wow.
And it's squishing all your organs right now. It's squishing your liver. So I
Mm.
had liver issues. So we need to have a surgery done. You can't have a baby. You just can't. It has englobed your whole uterus.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So I had my surgery in 2018, but before I had the surgery, I started switching to a plant-based diet. So I went vegetarian and found out that the cheese wasn't helping.
Hmm.
Anything that was dairy, because I was obsessed with cheese
Yeah.
and yogurt,
And
ice cream.
yogurt.
You can relate, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I found out that wasn't helping at all. And so then I'm like, okay, let me switch to vegan. Let's see what that is. And I switched to vegan, and I was eating a lot of tofu. But then they noticed that my estrogen levels were going high, and the fibroid got bigger and bigger, and that was it. So I had to go for surgery. I had heavy period, um, stomach problems. I would miss work for a couple of days every month, and I had my surgery. It was the worst experience ever to decide to lose the uterus. My
Yeah.
mom was so sad about it. She had
Mhm.
cancer. I had to take care of her too. So I was
Wow.
dealing with a lot of stress too.
So going through a lot at
Uh,
one time, like not only your own issues, your own illness, but your mother as well,
e-
and the emotional
exactly.
components. I'm sure like there's emotional stuff involved too.
Oh yeah, and it all happened in 2018. She passed away after, but she was there with me
I'm really
during the
sorry.
surgery. Yeah, oh, thank you. And I'm glad she was there with me at the hospital with my brother and my niece to accompany me. But it was really tough. And then in 2022, I got more sick. All those issues with losing the uterus and also losing my appendix. Well, not really losing it. The doctor asked me, told me, by the way, you don't need your appendix. We can
Wow.
remove it at the same time. It's a waste of time. Just remove
Well,
it. I'm like,
just for no reason, just because it's there.
yeah.
Wow.
There was no issues with it. So just you can remove it. I'm like, oh, okay. And me, I didn't know anything. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
it's something that we're so commonly told, oh, if there's a problem with the appendix or that there's no reason to have the appendix, so it's okay. And wow.
Yeah,
Uh,
got removed too.
and did
So two
you,
organs
oh,
were moved.
did you notice things that happened as far as your immune response or anything like that after you've had these surgeries, like especially the appendix or any of it? It
A
just
lot
kind
of
of,
hormones issues. Like I don't know. It was like it's like my depression got worse, and it's like more. Oh, I got inflammation, like arthritis in my hands.
yeah.
I still have it until now.
Hmm.
Still have it. I can't bend my hands. So
Yeah.
that's still healing. Um, Hormones like with like my hormones were like out of balance
Mm.
for the longest time. And it's just a lot of different things that happen. Anxiety, panic attacks uh, started to get worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's all related to it.
Mhm.
But I got heavier and heavier, and I just blew up. And now, oh, type 2 diabetes got triggered after
Yeah.
the surgery.
That was after the surgery. That's what I was
Yeah,
wondering too. It was
this is
before
when
or
it all
after.
started. Type 2 diabetes started there. And I was eating all types of things. I just kept eating. My hormones were crazy. And
Mm.
I went from a vegan to eating chicken again. So I was like doing vegan meat, vegan meat,
Yeah, trying to find a
switching.
balance.
Oh, yeah. And I
Mm.
had autoimmune disease that got triggered too after the
Mm.
surgery.
Mm.
A
Wow. So
lot of
so so many
so many things,
things.
so many things. So in
Wow.
2022, I felt like I was gonna leave my body. I
Mm.
really felt like I was gonna die,
Wow.
basically. And
And then
this,
is that what led you
yeah.
into looking into raw foods
And
and juice
juice fast was the
fasting?
thing.
Yeah. And
So I did.
did you start out with some raw foods as far as a raw food diet, or did you go right into doing a juice fast?
So I was confused at first. I was like, should I go raw vegan right now? But then I saw a video and it was saying it's best to do a cleanse first before going raw vegan. And especially with my history with just going from meat to vegan,
Hmm.
it wasn't the best thing because my system was still dirty with all the parasites, with all the way I was eating.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say dirty, but I mean it
Like,
was a mess.
yeah, they were in the way. Like,
It was in the way. So I was like, oh no, you can't just switch to vegan without cleansing your body. So that's what led me to juice fasting. I'm like,
mm,
oh wait, before going to raw vegan, I need to juice first. So I did
yeah.
52 days.
Uh-huh.
52 days at
That's
first.
amazing.
And that's how I reversed type 2 diabetes.
That's absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. And then did did you notice on the juice fast that it helped you more with clarity of mind, or what improvements did you start seeing, and how long did it take in the beginning with the first juice fast?
I would say that it took like maybe 2 weeks and a half
Hmm.
that I started getting more mental clarity and more energy
Oh,
too.
that's great.
Yeah, more energy. I was walking faster, going up the stairs faster, something that I couldn't do before. I was always tired and out of breath.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, this is starting to get easier because at first I was having a lot of detox symptoms like, oh no, I can't do the juice fast. I was crying a lot and I was just not having it. I was craving a lot of food.
A lot of fruit.
No, a lot of food. Like
Oh,
the meat started going back in my mind. All the things that I used to eat in the past, even things that I haven't touched for 10 years, it was coming back and I could smell it. And I was like, what's going on?
yeah.
That's the detox symptoms? Why am I
Mm.
craving eggs? Why am I craving bacon? What? And I haven't eaten
Mm-hmm.
that for so long. So all those things started happening in the first few weeks of juice fasting. But then I started getting mental clarity on finding out what to do with my life. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm in the right place right now, job
Mm-hmm.
wise. And also, I could do something different. I could probably help people. And then I started getting more enlightened on what I wanted to do in my life around the third week. Yeah, I would say third week.
Mm-hmm.
And I got mucoid plaque out as
Yeah.
well on the
Uh,
third
can
week.
you explain a little bit about what mucoid plaque is, in case some people don't know?
I'm still trying to understand that part
Uh-huh.
too. I know
Yeah.
that it was something like all like when I first saw it, it looked like something from the sea. Like it was all hard, like plastic, like a
Mm,
hard plastic thing that was all tangled, but it
mhm.
looked like something you could fish out of the sea.
Like
It was
seaweed
long,
with,
yeah, like a seaweed, but all like yeah, like plastic. I went outside and took like a piece of wood,
uh-huh.
and then came back and then I touched it, but it was hard, and I was like, "Whoa, that's
Yeah.
plastic! It looked like plastic."
Yeah. It's amazing. Like, because also I think some of that, the shape comes from the actual shape of the intestines, where we had little
Yes,
pockets where the food became stuck in there. Yeah.
that's right. It
Yeah.
looked like a piece of from the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was mucor plaque, and I'm still trying to understand because I know they're saying that it's part that's the main part that makes you have um, that makes you have all those cravings and also um, the part that keeps you from absorbing the food, like the raw food,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm still trying to
Yeah.
understand it. Maybe you can enlighten me on
Yeah,
that too.
because
Yeah.
there's a couple things going on. There's a blockage because it's in there, so it's preventing the walls of the small intestine from absorbing as much of the nutrients from our food, and then it causes constipation and it causes these illness symptoms, and it's affecting sort of the organisms that are living in there, which are what makes us have the cravings. So because you ate certain things and we got certain bugs, like, or parasites that were attracted to those things. Uh, as you're detoxing, it makes sense that when everything's coming out, you're going to start to feel those cravings again, those same cravings, and you're repopulating your gut so that, doing the juices, clearing things out, then repopulating as you're introducing the foods on a refeed, which is so great because now you can be very careful, and it's like you're creating it, you're making it from scratch almost,
That
with
makes
so
sense.
that, yeah, so that your body will actually now want the good things. And Felicia says the black snake. Yeah, it's like this
Yes.
serpent, they say, inside, a serpent that lives inside the gut, right?
Oh dear. Yes, it was like the black snake, and it
Yeah,
just kept going and going.
yeah,
I think it was on day 35 or 30, I saw more. This time I was traumatized. It kept going for hours on the same night. I don't know what happened on that
and that
day.
was on the first juice fast.
First juice fast.
And at that time, were you taking psyllium husk and bentonite clay?
I had started that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you notice any of it releasing, like any of the mucoid plaque releasing without those things, without the husk and clay, or was it only when you took the husk and clay? Yeah.
It was before the husk and clay that it started, and then when I took the husk and clay, I saw more. I saw
Wow,
more.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
it was
What about,
traumatizing.
yeah, I know. I've been there. I'm actually going through, like today is my day. I'm almost losing track. I think today's my 20, what's today's date today? The 24th. That's what it is.
24th.
Today's my 24th day on the juice fast. So yeah, I've started to see that a few days ago, actually.
Congrats.
It's amazing
Yay.
how much there is.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so amazing. It was like I don't want to gross anybody out, but I kept going to the bathroom. Like I think I went like 10 times that night. I didn't sleep much. It
Yeah.
I went to bed, and then from going to bed and then not sleeping because I kept going there every 10 minutes. I was
Hmm.
like, okay, I think it's over now. Oh no, my stomach is hurting again.
Yeah.
Running again. And then I would see it and I was like, oh my God, what is this? It looks like snakes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
It's,
At one point, I couldn't look anymore. I was like, no, I can't anymore. No, no.
yeah. Because
That
of,
was inside of
it's,
me.
to think that there's so much when you've had so many days of no solid food and that shows you how much is stored inside of outside of us, over time, and how juice fast is just so miraculous at being able to get this out, because then we're carrying it around and this is being recirculated in our body, all the toxins from this waste. So it's really so great that
Oh, yeah.
you were able
Yeah.
to get it out.
Oh,
um,
yes.
yeah, and
Such a relief.
mhm. Did you notice this on the second juice fast that you just recently finished, the 100 day, or not as much of the mucoid plaque?
And the second one, I would say there was a little bit,
Mhm.
but this time it was more like the parasites.
Amazing.
The
They release.
parasites.
Yeah.
Yes. And I noticed on the second juice fast, this time I had trouble looking at it this time.
Mm.
For some reason, I was traumatized on the first juice fast.
Yeah.
I looked a bit and I saw there was parasites, and I was like, okay. So this longer juice fast
Mhm.
is getting rid of something different now. Now it's
A
parasites
deeper.
and a little bit of mucus plaque. Yeah, deeper
Yeah.
this time.
Because a lot, those parasites have so many places to hide, and now you've eliminated a lot of those places for them, all the mucoid plaque, some they can be in the mucoid plaque, and so you were able to sort of open up so that they could start to come out too. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was really something.
Yeah. And did you notice any kind of symptoms of like candida or anything along with the parasites releasing, like
Um,
any kind of physical symptoms?
I know that on the first juice fast, I had some rashes on my
Mm,
skin, red rashes, and things coming out of my skin.
mm,
Because I'm still trying to understand candida as well, but I believe I had candida as
mhm.
well because candida is about too much sugar, right, in the body, or you
Well,
can
what
enlighten
happens
me.
is, yeah, the candida eats the extra sugar in our body. And then if the candida gets out of control, it's usually because we've had too much sugar and more candida is being produced so that it'll eat up the sugar. So it's actually supposed to help us, and it does help us, but it also is not healthy for us to have too much of it. So
Oh,
that's
okay,
why.
so that explains
But then
it.
there's,
Okay, so yeah.
but of course, then the fruit, even though fruits have sugars, and some people are afraid of the sugars in fruits because they have this understanding that it's the same thing as processed sugar, like cane sugar or fructose, high fructose corn syrup. But actually, the fruit has fiber and it slows things down so that our body, it's a whole food. And if we're eating fats and fruits together or too close together, we could continue to have candida symptoms. But if we are just having fruit for a while, we take a break from the fats, which we can get into that with what you're doing, then we can actually
Oh.
heal candida with fruit, which is what's so incredible, even though it's sugar. And I think that's what you now, not for candida specifically, but now because you're doing the refeed and you're continuing your healing journey, you're doing it with all fruits now in the beginning, or are you adding some other things?
Oh, it's basically all fruits right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, all fruits so far. because I wanted to just go slow. And my body is really responding well to fruits compared to the first time I went raw vegan. Because I went raw vegan after the first juice fast, and I believe in the first one I may have had candida because I started with fruits, but when I broke the fast after the first juice fast, I went straight to eating bananas and mangoes.
Mm.
And then not long after, I started eating nuts and seeds
Mm.
and yeah, nuts and seeds, too much nuts
Yeah.
and too much fat. I started ordering food. I was like, oh, well, I'm raw. I can order any raw
It gets
food on.
exciting to try all the
Yeah,
things. I had that happen too with my after my first juice fast. Hmm.
exactly. They put too much oil in their fruit and the salad. And, I was new.
Yeah.
So there was too much olive oil or too much coconut oil. And then I went to the restaurant. It was a raw vegan restaurant, but I think they put too much oil. And I was like, yay. But then I'm like, oh no, I feel weird. I feel more inflammation.
Hmm.
I feel great though, but at the same time, I feel like I'm still dealing with inflammation
Yeah.
and candida.
You learn
Um,
so much like on the journey, and it's so fantastic that you did a second juice fast, because then you're able to put into your second juice fast the knowledge you now have and the wisdom from going through it the first time. Yeah.
exactly. This second juice fast was a blessing because I had just fallen off the wagon after going to Cuba, because I went to Cuba in May and I was raw vegan and I fell off the wagon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is
I,
when the second juice fast got triggered.
hmm And then, but then I think it was how long after you came back from Cuba did you begin the second juice fast?
As
I
soon
think it
as I
was
came
shortly
back,
after, right when you came back.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah. As soon as I
Yeah.
came back, I struggled on the first 4 days. At first, I couldn't hold. I was juicing, but I was eating at the same time. And then I went back to eating meat. My old self came back because she got afraid of her. The reason why I fell off the wagon is because I got scared of the new person I was becoming. I
Mm.
wasn't used to her. A lot of emotional traumas came back up when I went raw vegan the first time.
Yeah.
Childhood traumas came back, and I was like seeing myself in the mirror, and I was not recognizing myself. Like, who is this person? Depression hit me.
Yeah.
Anxiety attack came back. Panic attacks after no
Mm.
tomorrow. Childhood. I had a lot of. I have a lot of childhood traumas,
Mm.
and that's why I had to deal with depression all my life too because of
Yeah.
that. So that all came back on the first when I first became raw vegan. And this is the reason why I fell off the wagon. I went back to eating meat because I wanted to go back to my old self and comfort zone. And the raw vegan world scared me, and the new version of me scared me. And basically, I experienced pain. And then by experiencing pain, this is when I realized, oh, so you had it good when doing a juice fast and going raw vegan. Do you really want to stay on pain? No, accept the person that you're becoming. The best version of yourself is staring at you.
Mm.
Become her. Merge
Amazing.
with her. So
Yeah.
this is when I just the 100-day juice fast became easier. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to become her. And then I got some tricks from you, saying I'll break the juice fast tomorrow, or I'll eat something else tomorrow. It
Give
was from
yourself
you and
like
somebody else. Yeah,
another
and
day.
by, and by doing this every day, this is what helped me to stay on the juice fast. I kept
So
saying
great.
this, I'll break the fast tomorrow. But
Yeah.
to trick my brain,
Right.
and then this is how I was able to
And
succeed.
get rid of more of those parasites and all that stuff that was trying to convince you to stop, right?
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
parasites were screaming. They were screaming,
Hmm.
showing me all types of images.
And
I was being hunted.
yeah, and you now you're starting to help other people. You're coaching people with around depression and helping using food uh
Yes.
to help heal,
Yes.
right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
That's yes, that definitely it's a work in progress. This is the idea. It came to me again through the second juice fast. I got enlightened on what I wanted to do. At first I was like, maybe I should do something about food addiction, but I'm like, no, I've dealt with depression and anxiety all my life. And I'm still in a bit of depression right now, but it's getting better. The juice
Mm.
fast really helped me clear it, made me realize, like, okay, I feel better, but how about I help people like me
Mm-hmm.
and have my own community with people that had depression and anxiety. So, yes, I believe that the power of juicing and going raw vegan is truly helpful with people that are dealing with depression.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're depressed and you're eating all types of food, it makes you tap in more into your ego self. I call it the 3D self, the one that's in the ego a lot, the victim consciousness,
Yeah.
poverty mindset, all of this. That was all me. Poverty mindset, ego, and always saying, "Oh, why me? Why me? I look ugly. I
Mm.
hate myself. I hate what I look like. Everybody's to blame in my life." That
Yeah.
was my old self.
I've
But when
experienced
I,
that too.
yeah,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, and you
it's tough,
notice that
huh?
correlation with the foods, which is amazing. Like you notice when you're eating certain foods, that was when you were feeling that more. Is that what you mean? You,
Exactly.
mm-hmm.
That's right. This is when the juice fast and helped me realize, like, no, your best version is staring at you. Become her, and her, she's like, oh, actually, this life is actually beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of things that happen in my life. And it made me realize that everything that happened in my life, all those traumas, everything, feeling depressed and low self-esteem, it made me the person that I became, that I have become today. So basically, that I think every pain that I experienced in my past was a blessing in disguise. I
Yeah,
know it's weird to say that, but I'm
it very
grateful
much
from my
is.
past.
Yeah. Um, and you've been able to work through them so closely because when you're on the juice fast like that, you don't have food as a distraction. I mean, the juice is like food in a way because it's feeding you when you're hungry, but you don't have that food to numb you. It's not a numbing, it's more of a, it's very cleansing, but also just energizing rather than like a numbing kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm. And I was going to ask, one of the things I've heard you talk about is like crabs in the bucket pulling you down. And I'm wondering how you dealt with other people around you as you were finding this new self and accepting, like, this new person, that your best self. And uh, when people maybe were around you socially, eating these other things, maybe trying to entice you to eat the foods they're eating. How did you deal with that? Do you have any special ways or tricks or things that happened in your life to help you get through it?
Well, Cecilia, that was really hard. That part, yeah, it was
Mm.
really hard. Um, I started losing people around me. They felt triggered for when I went raw vegan at first, and then when I did the second juice fast, me drinking juice in front of them triggered them. Um, they were like saying, well, when you go to somebody's house, you should be eating what they offer you. We're like, no, not true. I should be doing what's best for me.
Mhm.
So I started defending myself, well, speaking, not defending myself, speaking my truth and
Mhm.
staying calm and
Mhm.
saying, I'm doing this for me because it's good for me. And I want to achieve a certain goal and be more in power more empowering in my life and respect myself.
Yeah.
So therefore, I lost a couple of friendships. They didn't understand my journey, and they were really in victim consciousness and blaming everything on me, saying that I wasn't there for them because I was trying to focus on my journey.
Mm.
And by focusing on my journey, I started working on my own business. So I'm like, oh, I'm really involved in it. I really want to do this. I'm happy. But they were saying, oh, you're going to be missing out in life. I'm like, no, I'm not missing out. Actually, this is fun for me. I'm meeting a lot of like-minded people. I have a bunch of amazing people like you, Cecilia.
Oh,
It's like a wonderful community.
yeah, it is wonderful. So glad to have met you.
Me
It's fantastic to have.
too.
It's so different to have people in our lives, I feel, who are also on the same path. Um, because in everyday day-to-day life, you may know one person or know people who are like, for me, I know one person who does a little bit of raw food who lives in my area, but that's it.
That's it.
It's so great to
Me too. I have
have.
nobody that's raw vegan here. I
Mhm.
have vegans. My brother and my niece are vegan, but they're cooked vegan. And I'm kind of like shedding light on them too, but they love their cooked food, so I'm more at peace with it. But before doing that juice fast, and at the beginning of this juice fast, I was having a lot of tantrums.
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of emotional outbursts. even on the first juice fast, I had a lot of emotional, it's a lot of baggage from my past, basically.
Yeah.
A lot of baggage. So I was always screaming in the
Hmm.
house. Um, yeah, yeah, there was a lot of traumas, but yeah, I was not the same person that you see right now.
Wow.
Not the same person. I would say that I'm more calm right now, and I'm more tolerant
Hmm.
and more
Mm.
patient, definitely. And with this juice fast, it taught me to really learn to love myself more, and it's like I'm seeing myself through my soul's eyes. I don't know if that makes sense too,
Yeah.
but for me, I feel like I'm a soul having a human experience, and this is
Mm.
my vessel,
Mhm.
and I'm seeing myself through my soul's eyes, and I'm like, I see, it's like I'm comforting myself too, and I admire what I've done. I'm like, wow, this is you in this body, and
Yeah, that's
what a
great.
great accomplishment you have done. But before, I wouldn't have never said that to myself. I would be like, ugh, great, there you go again.
Mm.
I'm failing again. Jesus. I'm like, ah. I was
Yeah.
always bad mouthing myself or trashing
What
myself. Yes.
what's that? Bad.
Trashing myself,
Oh,
bad
yeah.
self-talk.
Yeah.
Yes. Always condemning myself. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, I noticed the cleaner that I become, the things that other people say, I don't take them as personally. So that's why I'm able to be more patient and more, less of that victim mentality, but just understanding, okay, this is me, this is my interaction, and I'm responsible for what happens to me. It's not others. So that makes you more
Exactly.
patient with people, I think, right? It makes me more patient with
Yes.
people.
More patient and more tolerant. I try to see the best in every person, everyone. I
Hmm.
try not to identify their faults because nobody's perfect. I'm not
Yeah.
perfect. So for me, everybody that's in my life, I try to see the good in them, what they bring to me in my life, in my reality. So even the people that also hurt my feelings, the friendships that I no longer have, I'm grateful for them that they were in my life. They were at a time in my life that I needed them and they needed me. Now we parted ways, but that's okay as well. But
Mm.
I'm grateful I met them. And now we're just not on the same vibe
Yeah.
anymore. But I accept it. That's okay. Moving on. I'm meeting new people. I met you. There's Felicia. There's Elena. There's a bunch of other people that I met.
Yeah.
Diana, John. I'm so grateful for all of you. It's new friendships that I want to keep forever.
Me too.
And it just and yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's just we're on the same vibe and it makes me I just see the good in everybody now. It's a different vibe, different it's like I feel like I stepped in a different matrix basically. Yeah, call it the matrix. It's like I'm stepping in into a new matrix and now I feel like my inner child is so activated now that it's like she sees the world like in an enchanted world, enchanted. That if that makes sense. It's
Mm.
all enchantment now. It's like, oh, this world, okay. I see differently now. The
Yeah.
more I cleanse my body, and now refeeding, eating those fruits, different energy, different energy. There's still some childhood trauma that are coming back up now while I'm refeeding.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing now. Now that I'm refeeding, a lot of the negative things are coming back, but I'm seeing it differently.
Mhm.
It's like they're coming back for me to deal with
Yeah.
them.
More as an observer, and
An
like you can
observer.
step back
Sometimes
and
yeah, stepping back.
that's really powerful.
It hurts a bit sometimes to see those images. Like yesterday, I had to see those images again. This morning again, when I woke up too, I kept seeing my mom being sick.
Mm.
It's all coming back. It's like I have to cleanse the past now that I'm for feeding. Those things are coming back for a reason for me to deal with them. That's why I thought it was a great idea for me to do this group where I can help people with depression because this is my depression.
Hmm.
It's not a negative depression. It's yeah, it's
Yeah.
not negative. It's just showing me, okay, Lucy, yes, you are dealing with depression right now, but it's not a negative
It's
depression. It's
a
actually a
cleansing.
positive thing.
Yeah,
planting for you to fix
because
it.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, because those numbing foods bring down, I think what happens, now you can tell me if this is your experience too, of course, our memories begin to come back. It's not necessarily that we have forgotten things, but like this morning I was thinking about my childhood, something with my mother. It was a particular scene in something, that happened on a particular day, and it made me a little bit sad. And I was thinking like, oh, looking at it in a different way. Oh, almost like I could step in and I was like able to see the scene, like how I felt bad that something had happened one day. My little sister was crying. I didn't let her into my room. And then I was thinking, but where was my mother? Where? And she was really young. She was about 2 years old, and I wasn't babysitting for my sister. But then I started to think like, oh, a lot of times this happened, and there was a lot of responsibility on me as a teenager. It's just a little thing.
Oh,
And these are not things that I think about every day, but I think what happens when you're on the juice fast and the refeed, because you're doing such clean foods and the whole fruit, our minds are so much clearer, and these memories, the food numbs us like a drug. It's not an illegal drug, but it has the same effect. And so we may not
yes.
forget these things, but they're in the subconscious. And then we have this opportunity now where it can be painful. Like, we've got these beautiful experiences and this amazing energy and different things that happen when we
Yes.
build this lifestyle, but also the heavy stuff starts to just come to the surface.
Exactly. It's like we're shedding skin. It's like we're shedding the old life. I feel like I'm shedding my old life, but it's going like at a normal pace.
Hmm.
But it's like I told my brother it's like I'm removing my reptilian genes.
Yeah.
Genes?
Hmm.
Reptilian energy is leaving, but it has to show me all the things that hurt me. So this is where I'm at right now. And this morning I was a bit sad, but now I'm okay. It's like I wasn't sad, but I mean, it made me want to tear up because I saw my mom being sick. And then yesterday I was dealing with, oh, Lucy, you're still single. You've never had a boyfriend. You never experienced love because you had so much childhood trauma and you were afraid of men. You had low self-esteem. You didn't like what you looked like. You hated yourself. You were always trashing yourself. You didn't love who you were. Your dad was abusive. You hated your dad. You hated your last name. You hated everything about yourself.
Mm.
And now it's time for you to face them.
Hmm.
It's time for you to really face them. And so now I'm an observer, but at the same time, it's showing me, okay, we're on the right path right now. You're doing
Yeah.
things for you, you're refining, and it feels great. And
Yeah.
now you feel more at peace with yourself. So I feel ready to be in a relationship now.
Oh, that's
I'm,
fantastic.
I, I feel ready to meet my soulmate wherever he is.
Hmm.
But I'm getting,
Exciting.
I feel more ready, and I'm loving myself more. I appreciate myself more. And I feel like when I have that partner, he's gonna heal parts of me that are not unhealed right now, like trusting a man. Like I
Hmm.
trust men now, but I mean, it's like it's like the universe sent me a bunch of man leaders in my life for me to really see that, oh, there is some good men out there. But,
Yeah.
but by doing the juice fast, it helped me have that mental clarity. Like there is good men out
Yeah,
there.
that's
They're
so
not all
great.
mean
And
and bad.
hmm right,
Yeah.
not like the others that you experienced in the past. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Abusive like my
that's,
dad. Yeah.
mm, and I think what you said makes so much sense about two people healing each other. The person you're with, you will heal certain things in him, and he will heal certain things in you. And I think this is
That's
why
right.
people come into these relationships. This is a big part of relationships, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep myself busy too with preparing for creating for really working on my business, my group, that depression group, and that motivates me. And like, okay, I can't wait to be there for people and hear what they have to say, hear their story, be an ear for them. If they want to share things. So my goal is actually to create that. Well, work more on it and
Hmm.
maybe start some coaching with people and just be
Yeah.
there to listen what they have to say.
Yeah.
Just
And
be
you're a
an
great
yeah,
coach. Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
that
And
more.
you've done so much because you've gone through the emotional, and you understand the connection between the physical and the emotional. And not only that, yeah, you've had a physical transformation. I'd love to hear a little bit. I'm sure everybody would
Yes,
love to hear a little bit about some of the things that the
Physical
benefits that you
transformation.
notice that have happened to you physically with illness symptoms and just physical. You lost some weight that you wanted to lose for a long time, right? Do you want to talk a
Oh,
little
yes,
about that?
definitely. I lost 57 pounds
Wow,
between the first juice fast and the second juice fast.
that's so
Uh,
so incredible.
I know, in
Yeah,
less than a year.
you look
Like I
amazing.
calculated. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. I'm still getting used to that new version of me
Uh-huh.
because for me, I didn't notice physically what I look like. It's when I was trying my clothes,
Hmm.
but also, okay, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, okay, she looks different. Okay, I always talk to myself in the third person,
Uh-huh.
but I'm like, okay, I got scared of myself a bit, but I'm like, okay, no, I'm still the same person. No, I got confused. I'm like, okay, whatever. I still wear the same 2X or 3X clothes, you know.
Hmm.
That was my size,
Hmm.
3X, 2X too. And then I started seeing my clothes are got more loose. I'm like, oh. And then my brother, he kept always teasing me. He would always grab my fat here. But then he said, I can't grab anything anymore, Lucy. I'm like, oh, really? You're getting smaller. I'm like, really? And then as the months went by, I'm like, my clothes are really looser now.
Hmm.
Oh my God, the balance is saying that I lost 40 pounds, 45, 50,
Amazing.
52, now 57. I'm like, oh, okay. And then this time I meditated and I went in front of the mirror, like, okay, I see it. This is me. I looked at my old picture. Oh my God. Now I see it. So it's really like I'm still processing right now. I'm still in shock, by
Yeah.
the way.
That
I'm still
uh-huh.
processing.
That's accepting the new you. That's just incredible. It's like a
Yeah,
and your name reflects that so well that you're using the Phoenix Rising. It's just incredible. Absolutely. Congratulations.
thank you
That's
so
so
much.
great.
This is where I got the name, the Phoenix
Hmm.
Rising, because it's a brand new change, and I'm still getting used to this
Hmm. Yeah. It's amazing.
till now.
Hmm. It's it's something that I think like on a day-to-day basis you may not notice, but then one day, like you said, you're like, whoa, I suddenly these big changes. Hmm.
And
And you have to fit into the
yeah,
new.
and
Uh-huh.
the new exactly, because
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off. Basically, sorry.
No,
I think you were saying something.
no, that's okay. I just meant like the new, like you're fitting into the new self, basically. Hmm.
Exactly, because yesterday I had to borrow some clothes from my niece. She's 19
Hmm.
years old.
Because you don't have any. Wow. That's amazing.
Because I lost, I would say 90% of my closet. I'm losing it. I'm
Hmm.
losing a big portion of it. There's a big garbage bag staring at me right now.
Hmm.
And there was a couple of clothes that I couldn't wear before that I'm able to wear now.
Hmm. That's
That I put aside that I was like, oh, let me leave them there. I'll give them to someone because I'm probably never going to lose weight. I'm going to stay fat. I'm sorry, not fat. I'm going to be big forever. I've had accepted it back in 2022 that I was going to stay 221 pounds forever. I was like,
Mm.
yeah, this is yeah, until I die because I felt like I was going to die. So that was my
Yeah.
mentality. I'm going to stay that way. Those small clothes, I'll give them to someone. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get rid of a lot of them.
Yeah.
Thank God,
Yeah.
because now I'm losing a big chunk of my clothes and I had to go shopping in my niece's closet yesterday. Okay, what do you have? Oh, that fits. And she was like, what? You fit in my clothes? I'm like, yeah, I'm a medium small size now. What? I'm
No,
in
that's
shock. So yeah, that
yeah.
made me cry yesterday. And this morning too, I was like, what's going on? I'm still getting used to that new version of me. I'm still like processing. I'm still in shock.
Yeah. It's and the incredible thing about it too with raw foods is that you can sustain that weight because it's you can eat as much as you want. I mean, obviously you don't want to get crazy with super high fats, but you can eat as much as you want and you can sustain it. Whereas like there's these crash diets that people do, I don't know, even know, like Weight Watchers or different things. And it's really
Keto.
hard, to stay hard to, but it's just amazing. And then you get the health benefits too. You're not hurting yourself. Like you're actually nourishing yourself and flooding your body with nutrients while you're maintaining this healthy weight and all that stuff. Yeah, it's so great.
That's right.
Was there anything different that you wish you would have done with the juice fast, or do you feel like it was a learning process and everything happened the way it was? Was there anything you would want to change about it, or?
Let's say I'm gonna go back to my first juice fast.
Mhm.
For that one, I wish I would have stayed longer. And but that's okay. The reason why I did the 100 juice fast as well, it was for my mindset, for me to stay longer, to get stronger, to overcome the food addiction, and also to get rid of parasites too.
Yeah, it's so impressive. So,
So,
like 100 days is just incredible.
oh yes,
And
definitely.
you were, mhm.
And uh, I don't know, differently on this one. Um, Maybe have more organic fruits
Mhm.
because it was a mix of non-organic and organic, but that's okay. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Hmm.
Um, I'm still dealing with arthritis, but that's okay. It's because I come from a long history of eating meat.
Hmm.
So of course that's still there and that's still healing.
Still cleansing
There's
out some of
still
those. Yeah.
cleansing,
Hmm.
and there's still things coming out of my feet right now.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know what's going
This is
on
all great,
right now. I
great though, because then it's leaving your body and you're getting such
through
powerful
there.
cleanse from the fruit. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So for the 100-day juice fast, differently, I think this one was the gold star,
Uh-huh.
the one that it was okay. I'm glad I did it. It was just the first 4 days that I struggled,
Hmm.
but no, I'm happy. It was the exact way that I wanted to do it.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
did an amazing job, and you have amazing discipline, and it's very, very inspiring to everyone who's been around you and witnessing what you're doing. It's incredible. Uh,
Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome. Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad that you came on. I have so a couple of things I want to ask if there's anything more that you want to add, and after that, we'll have time for questions if anybody would like to ask any questions in the chat
Sure.
there that you can answer. And then we'll talk a little bit about how people can get in touch with you to for your coaching services or to follow you, both, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
Um, I would say that right now with the refeeding, I feel stronger mentally. Uh, it went well yesterday because I went to a vegan festival.
mhm.
There was a lot of cooked vegan food, but I was able to find raw vegan options for myself, like fruits, and I was not tempted to eat the cooked food. It was the opposite. Yeah, I had some watermelon yesterday, some mangoes. They put some chili powder on it. It was so good.
Mm.
But when I smell the cooked food that my niece was ordering, because I was there to help her carry all that food, fried food, basically a lot of pizza and chicken wings that were vegan.
Yeah.
When I smelled it, it nauseated me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it nauseated in me. Uh,
Huh?
I smell it for a reason. I was like, let me smell your food,
Uh-huh.
please.
Huh?
And I was like, "Ooh,
That's
no,
amazing. Yeah.
no. I just enjoyed the regular smell of cooked food,
Hmm.
uh, but the more I smelled it, the more it nauseated me. For some reason,
Mm.
I was like, wow. But I feel amazing on fruits because my niece and my brother, they were getting tired of eating all those. Their energy level were going down by eating all those carbs yesterday.
Yeah.
Those fried those fries and those fake chicken, those fake a
Yeah.
lot of, yeah, you know
Real
what I mean,
heavy
rice and
stuff that's
everything
just like some of it is just
heavy.
as bad as eating, just the typical
Yeah,
standard American diet.
exactly.
Hmm.
It was lovely. It was all vegan, but it was heavy, and they were
But it
all getting
was,
like, ugh, with stuff. For me, I was like, woohoo!
yeah.
I was like, let's go there, let's go there. I don't want to sit down. I don't want to sit down. Let's keep going. I was so high energy, and there
Yeah.
was some juices there too. So I was like, I'm so proud of myself. I passed the test. Look at all this cooked raw vegan. Look at all this cooked vegan food, and I'm not even attracted to it. I
Yeah.
want to eat more fruits and have more energy. So yeah,
Self-mastery. It's just amazing.
Self-mastery.
Yeah, to reach that point, where it can be around you, but you're okay.
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm okay.
It's,
I survived, and I'm like, I think I can do this now. I can
yeah.
incorporate nuts now and seeds, and maybe control the nut part
Hmm.
and the fat part too. This is
Yeah.
when I'll probably come to you and others to assist me as well.
Yeah. It's so great for us all to share. You're incredible. You're amazing. You've achieved, I think it's probably less than 1% of anybody in the world who could do something like this, the 100-day juice fast, and then the refeeding and being so disciplined with it. And your body's going to thank you and is thanking you, like you're no longer giving in to these cravings because you got rid of those bugs that were asking for them. So it's really
That's right.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Thank you so much.
so before we go into questions, I'll ask you just to share whatever you like about how people can reach you. And I'll also put that in the description of the video and in the comments, so people can click on the links and
Sure.
everything. And in case anybody would like to have your services for coaching and to join any programs anything that you'd like to talk about, and follow
Perfect.
you on social media too.
Sure, thank you. So yes, people can definitely reach me through the Phoenix Rising 82. So I put 82 because I couldn't just put the Phoenix Rising for some reason, but I put the year of my birth. So the Phoenix Rising 82.
So
You can find
okay.
me. So just the Phoenix Rising 82, all in one word.
Okay.
All in one word. But when you go on my Instagram, you're gonna see my link. It's a link tree. And if you use my Linktree link, everything is in there. My YouTube channel, my TikTok, and other stuff that I'm interested in, like supplements and everything.
Mhm.
But on Facebook, yeah, I do have my Facebook page. That's Phoenix, the Phoenix Rising 82. And yeah, you can find me there, definitely.
So great.
And
Okay. And
yeah.
and they'll be able to get in touch with you. They can best way to message you, would that be through Instagram, or is there another way that would be better to get into direct messaging?
Oh yeah, direct message can be through Instagram definitely, and through my Facebook page too as well.
Okay.
And on my link tree, this is when they're gonna see my private group come in soon that I'm
Oh,
working on.
that
Yeah,
too. Okay. Yeah, I'm so glad you're offering these services to people. It's fantastic to be able to share your wisdom with everybody else to help them do the same thing. It's really great.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome. And I want to thank you again for coming on. I'm so happy that you joined us today, and would love to hear what questions anybody might have for Marie Lucy.
Perfect.
If
And
anybody
it was my pleasure
does,
to come here too, by
what
the way.
what's that? I'm
It
sorry.
was my pleasure to be here too
Oh,
with
yeah,
you.
this is a really great conversation. It'd be fun to do it again too after a while, after you've been doing the refeed for a while.
Yes, definitely.
So let's see. I don't know. We can look at are you able to see the chat also, Lucy? I'm looking at it now just to see if anyone has any.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
no, I
okay.
can't see anything.
But I'll let you know if anybody has anything to ask.
Sounds good.
And mhm. We'll just give them a minute. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag in the chat,
No problem.
but we talked about a lot, so I think we covered a lot, which is really great.
Definitely. And maybe next time I'll share with you a bit more about my uterus fibroid story,
Yeah,
on how everything from the beginning to the end that it happened and what I went through emotionally, spiritually, and everything. Basically, yeah. I'll
yeah,
share that next time.
yeah. It sounds like
And
it was. Hmm.
yeah, and how it's connected to my childhood as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
very deep.
I mean, you're welcome to say anything you want now, but I know we have. It's up to you, of course, about that. But we could also get into we could do
I
a
can
whole
give you like
thing.
a small resume of it, like yeah,
Okay.
like
Oh,
short
sure. Yeah, and then
thing.
we'll see. Then in the meantime, we'll see if anyone has questions, and then if they don't, we'll just wrap it up after that.
That's right. So basically, for what I've heard too, when you have a uterus fibroid, it's connected to something that happened in your past, trauma. It's also connected to the solar plexus
Mm,
chakra. So
mhm.
all my emotions were here in that area. Everything, all the traumas with men. So it's all connected to the male part. the male relationship. I met a Reiki master, and she was also a medium. She was able to identify that it was all connected to my dad too, because my dad was
From
abusive.
your childhood.
Yeah,
Wow.
my dad was very abusive, and
Wow.
I grew up hating him,
Yeah.
not the one to stand being around him and having his last name and everything.
Wow. So
So it's all
sorry you went through
connected
that.
to that. Yeah, it's very connected to it, and also the self-love, not loving myself too, growing up and having low self-esteem. It's all connected to it
Yeah.
too.
It's amazing that you're able to understand these connections and everything. Yeah, I'd love to get into uh, a whole conversation about it next time for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
And we do have a question that came in, another one,
Hey.
or the first one. Felicia would like you to explain about your energy level on your juice fast. She says, normally people always think they'll not be able to do a juice fast, and she would like to know from you what it was like with your energy level.
Sounds good, for sure. Thank you, Felicia. Yes, it's funny that you're asking this because yesterday I had to explain that to someone too. She was asking me the same question. Energy level, how was it? And she said she couldn't do it because she doesn't want to faint or end up at the hospital. For me, it skyrocketed. It was my energy level were from the first week to doing the second juice fast, and then even on the first juice fast, my energy went like this.
Wow.
So much energy. Walking faster. It's like all my cells in my body got illuminated, got awakened,
Mm.
and you could see me like cleaning in the house, doing things, redecorating, even on the second juice fast, redecorating, uh, always like high energy, walking fast. Oh, I could run. I wasn't able to run before, and I could actually run on the treadmill and
Wow.
went for a run outside. It's a work in progress, but I'm running. Before I could not run at all.
Wow.
No,
Huh.
my legs were too heavy
Mm-hmm.
and inflammation. My feet were hurting. I was like, and out of breath. It was always like, ugh, I couldn't breathe. But now the energy is like, I can run. I can
Yeah.
start running, and more energy now. I can sleep 4 hours or 5 hours, and I'm okay. Not recommended, but yeah,
That's how you felt, yeah.
yeah, that's
Or
how I
how you've been feeling.
felt.
Yeah, it's like those things
Exactly.
are inspiring in themselves to continue on with it. It sounds like to continue on with the juice fast and the whole lifestyle. Um,
Exactly. And even like during the juice, even though I was juicing all day and I was awake for a late period of time, like maybe until like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, I was still wired,
mhm.
which was weird. I'm like, I'm still awake. I should go to sleep. But I could see the people around me, like my brother and my niece, falling asleep. They would be like, "Ugh, we're so
Yeah.
tired." And they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm still wired." Like, all right,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna force myself to go to sleep. Go to
Yeah,
sleep, Lucy.
it gives
Like,
you
yeah,
like it's like boundless energy. And Felicia says
that's
you are
right.
healing all this, and she hopes that all the people that you need will find you. It is a life-changing path, and you are doing great, which you
Thank
really
you,
are. It's
Felicia.
fantastic.
Thank you so
Um,
much for that question, Felicia.
yeah, I think that well, one more thing that Felicia said. I just want to make sure see if there's another question. Yeah, imagine where we would end up without this detox.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
good
my
point.
God, imagine I would have probably still have that autoimmune disease and type 2 diabetes. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I would still be here.
Yeah, wow.
I wouldn't be alive.
Wow. I'm so
This is
glad
what
that
I
you found
felt.
that path, and I'm so glad we're all on the path.
Uh,
It's
I
truly
know, I'm
life
so
changing. It
glad we're
really
helped.
is.
Yes, I'm so glad that we're all together and sharing this, and it's truly life changing. And one quick thing I wanted to say is that sometimes when you're not well physically and mentally, spiritually, you get warnings. And I got a couple of warnings
A warning.
on
Uh-huh.
December, a lot of warnings in December 2022. I had this voice. I think it may have been, it was my higher self,
Mm,
basically. I was coming out of the shower, and that voice was very loud.
mm,
It asked me 3 times, are you ready to leave your body or change your life? I'm like,
Mm.
whoa. I'm like, okay, no. And then it asked me again during the day. That voice came loud again. Are you ready to leave your body or your change your life? Really,
Wow.
it felt, and I started crying. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going through a dark night of the soul.
Profound.
Something is
It's
happening. I need to do something. This is when I really asked God, like the universe, please send me help, please, because I feel like I'm leaving my body. Because I started giving my life insurance documents to my brother in case something happened to me. Because I
mm,
really felt like, okay, I don't think I'm going to be here in 2023. I think I'm leaving. I think I'm going to join my mom soon.
wow.
It's over for me. So here's my life insurance. Here's everything. In case I don't wake up at night, I am going to leave my door open for my bedroom. Please come and check me at night if I'm still breathing.
Wow.
Sometimes I was having trouble breathing and I had heart palpitation.
Wow. So that
So
was truly,
yeah,
truly your higher self, like coming in to save you, and you listened.
I listened.
So,
Yeah. So
wow.
we have to listen.
And these things, you have to listen. I mean, you have to listen when you have those. It's incredible. I mean, and I know those things reversed for you when you started on the path, like at a certain point when you started with the juice fast.
Yeah.
Like probably pretty
Yes.
quickly, I'm guessing. I don't
Pretty
know if it was pretty quickly, but it just,
quickly.
yeah, yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Well, thank
And
goodness
my
you had that intuition.
yes.
Hmm.
Thank goodness it happened because even my inner child was crying. It's like, oh, great, I won't be able to experience more life. But something stepped in me and said, no. I said out loud, I said out loud, no, I still have a mission that I need to accomplish. Please give me another chance. Please, please, please give me another chance.
Amazing.
Please. And then help came juice fast.
Amazing. It's wow.
Yeah. So
So,
grateful.
yeah. Wow. Well, I your story is absolutely fantastic, and I hope it, and I'm sure that it has inspired everybody listening today. And I want to thank you again so much for sharing and
Thank
being so open about
you.
everything. I really appreciate it. And yeah, Felicia saying the same thing. So many people need you, and so many people do need you. Share, share, and share. Thank you so much. And I look forward to our next talk. And I wanted to just thank you again. And we will talk again soon.
Thank you so much, Cecilia, for having me. Truly. Thank you for your
You're
group as
welcome.
well. It has helped me too.
I'm so
Thank you.
glad. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. See you next time.
See you next time.